Hello everyone, this is the Flash Hobbyist, and this is my clownfish and my saltwater aquarium tank. So recently I decided to take a Flash hobby and make it into a full one, which right now I'm defining as actually spending money on a hobby. Books are minimal, so it's still a Flash hobby if you're just getting books, but I actually, put down money and bought myself a saltwater tank, built it up, designed it myself. It's really hard to see in this light, but I wanted to let the light schedule go as it is. I'll do another one around noon to kind of give the daylight aspect, but my little clownfish is amazing. He was being really entertaining a few minutes ago. What he'll do is he'll stay in that bottom corner. Then he'll swim around, and lately he's actually been swimming around the tank a little bit, but mostly he'll go up to the top and then go along the tank, and then kind of like float back, flip upside down. It's actually really dramatic and very entertaining. So I'm hoping he'll give us a little entertainment now. Oh, no. As of course as you get the camera rolling. My one piece of coral that I've added to the tank so far is really cool to see in this light. Now that is a consequence of the lights fluttering. That's not like electric or anything. It's a frog spawn coral, and it has purple, violet tips, and it's as you can see, its stalks are green. Now it is attached to this base, and I got this coral, and you'll be able to see it better in the daylight on the next video. But I got it from Austin Aqua Farms. So they're amazing. This guy is running this small little coral business, and I say small, that's because of the building he's in. It's not small by any stretch of the imagination. It's actually just tons and tons of beautiful coral, and I was able to go in, get some coral, specifically this one. I saw it when I was building the tank, and I decided that, you know what, I actually want to go and get that piece of coral. So my tank cycled, and I'll go into details about what that is in a bit, but conceptually it basically is the nitrogen cycle. And so once that's done, then you can start putting things in. And so I went and got this coral because I wanted, and I'll introduce exactly what my full plan is later, but you'll see I left this large sand bed out front. I'm going to be putting a Crocea clam there in about 6 months. So I can't do anything for 6 months, but I wanted a piece of coral that the clownfish could potentially host in. He is abjectly ignoring it right now. I blame myself actually for that. There's some techniques that I've seen some people use, but I didn't see those techniques. Hey, so my light does a thunderstorm actually. So it's it's called the Prime HD, and I set up weather patterns that have different probabilities at different times of day. And that flash of light was actually a lightning strike simulated by the light, which is actually pretty cool. So I like the idea of it giving some stimulus. Oh, there he goes. Stimulus to the fish. You can see him. So now, why did I get a saltwater aquarium? Specifically, I decided I really wanted a pet. I wanted something that was living, that could be interactive, react to things that I do, something I had to take care of. And I realized that, I used to have a fish, so a freshwater tank, and I didn't really take good care of it. I was a kid. I was a young kid at the time. And I decided that, you know what? I have gotten really good at researching things. So I went and started researching saltwater tanks. So in the matter of a couple weeks, I researched, planned, and just collected information to the point where I was asking questions at my local fish store. And I was asking questions, and the guy looked at me and goes, "Are you testing me?" And I went, No. I'm just honestly asking questions. Because there are certain questions online that you can't get a good answer to. But in the end, it was just a matter of I wanted to know this information, and I didn't want to have to, flounder around when starting out this idea. So I priced it up, and then with a spreadsheet, and decided whether or not my budget could sustain it. And one of the things that's awesome is initial investment it's a good amount of money up front, but if you use shortcuts like Amazon store card, you can get 0% financing, things like that. But you can also see my little trochus snail. But like, so things like that, you can actually, it's kind of hard to see them. There, that is a Trocus snail. They're awesome at cleaning. So I have several different things there. But yeah, continuing on, like, so I was able to actually split the cost between the Amazon store card, which is 0% financing for 12 months, depending on how much you spend, of course. And then buying at my local fish store, which had a discount card, where I can't remember what it is. You pay like $25 up front, and then you get 10% off non-livestock purchases. I think that's what they told me. I might actually be getting a discount for livestock, but I only had to buy the Clownfish, and that wasn't actually at that same store. I've been getting my invertebrates from that store. When I went to buy the Clownfish, and I have a name for him, and I keep forgetting it, but it's a Polynesian name. It means yearning for wisdom, and I will record a specific video about that name eventually, but because it's a little bit hard to pronounce, but I thought it felt right for him, because he's just like, yep, just wandering around, and then he goes and seeks out things and then returns home. Yeah, so that's my tank. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I have Nacerius snails. They're actually buried in the sand. You can actually see the little tip. It's really hard to see, but there is a dot right near the center of the screen. That's actually the tip of the snout of the Nacerius snail. And if I were to put in food, it sticks out. And I'll record a video of that later. That's my tank. Innovative Marine, 20-gallon Peninsula. And I set up my own auto top-off system and a single circulation pump. I have the Sinai sensor module. I have a bunch of cool stuff. I wanted to be able to monitor it, because if I'm going to invest time and effort, I'm going to do things right. And that's what I learned truly while doing various flash hobbies, that if you're going to learn something, learn it, live it, love it, and, you know, decide what you actually want to do. But yeah, so that is my tank, and I'm very excited about it.